I have to be honest. Emotional immaturity in marketing seems to be an epidemic amongst people who own a home-based business, because I guess they're a one-man show. They don't really conceptualize and understand marketing. As I got today, I got a couple of emails, people asking me for advice on how to get success with their marketing. Now, one individual was asking me questions about scripts. What should I say on my email? What should I say in my marketing? And the other person was simply asking me about the numbers that they were getting back from their effort. But in both cases, neither one of the people were committed to the marketing at the level they should. And number two, which is more to the point, they had a lack of understanding of the results that they should get, because they were too connected emotionally to the outcome of a few marketing pieces. When I say a few, I mean a few. So here are the numbers when it comes to marketing, and why most people need to mature when it comes to their marketing effort. If you have 100 people who actually see your marketing message, you'd be lucky to get 3 that will be actually seriously interested. That's just a fact. That's any marketing. Some marketing you can do better than others, and there's variables in there, but let's use worst case scenario, 3%. That means out of 100 people that will actually see your message, only 3 are going to be interested. Okay? So here's what that means. Let me use these CDs to kind of represent that number, all right? This is, let's say this is 100 marketing pieces of whatever. It could be email, it could be a phone broadcast, you name it. It could be direct mail pieces, I don't care. Doesn't really matter. But here's the problem with most people. They worry about each one of these little individual responses. Every individual response they're worried about, okay? They worry about each little one. And so because they worry about each little one, they won't put out the marketing at the level that they should. So although they hear me say to them, you need to be committed for the next 60 days to doing, let's say 100 contacts a day, they won't do it because they're committed to the emotional outcome of the few that they put out. So they won't do this. Here's what they'll do. They'll do this. They'll put this many out, okay? And because I already said that 97% is going to be wasted, well, okay, then they'll put out a few more. Then they'll put out a few more. So then they stop, okay, after this point. Nobody's responding, nobody's biting, and they're concerned about the process. They get negative responses. So I ask, did you put out 100 that day? No, I actually didn't put out that many. I only put out a few. Well, I said, well, go back to the goal and put out the 100. But guess what they do? That's all. I mean, this is people. And they wonder why their business won't grow, because they just won't do what it takes to build their business. They're too emotionally tied up to the outcome. And until they get all of these out, okay, until they get all of what I told them out, then they finally get down to the 1 or 2 that are interested, then they'll see results. But most people just are not going to do that. When you think about any company in America that has a marketing department, they have a budget dedicated to marketing. They have goals, they have objectives, they have daily plan of action, they have projections. And they know that if I do a $10,000 ad to an audience of 25,000 people, I already know my percentages are going to be that, maybe a few hundred would even be interested. That's marketing. But for whatever reason, home-based business owners, people who are the one-man or one-woman army, don't want to connect to that reality. And then they get upset or they get discouraged because they're not getting results. And it's just emotional immaturity in marketing. There was a company, I don't remember the name, I was reading a book that did a marketing campaign with buttons, on their shirt. And all the message said was 6 words: lose weight now, ask me how. Now they stood on a corner and tested this marketing, okay, the sophisticated marketing. And they measured that out of 167 people who actually saw the message, they would get 1 sale. So what that tells me is they were willing to go through the marketing data to identify what is the actual number that's going to give me the result with that little 6-word button with the random general public. So if they wanted 5 sales, then what would they need to do? They would need to multiply 167 times 5 to get their 5 sales. Those were their numbers. And they weren't addicted to the masses number of people who weren't interested, who said, I'm not interested. I can't lose weight. I tried that before. I've tried everything. Blah, 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 blah. All the different things you get. All they were concerned about was the 1 in 167 that said, yes, I want what you have to offer. So we have to grow up in our marketing, and we have to do what it takes consistently over time to get the result. Forget about who's not interested. Forget about who gets negative. Forget about who is trying to flip you onto what they're doing. It doesn't really matter. Delete those people. Stop talking to them on the phone. Stop chatting with them on Facebook. Keep it moving until you find that one, that day, that week, that month, whatever your number is, that is what you're looking for. You got to drill deep. And if you're not willing to drill deep, then you're not willing really to get the result. So be committed to the process. All right, that's really all I can tell a person. Just be committed to the process and you'll see the results.